Alright, here's our curly kale. We'll talk about that in another video. Just give you a quick update. Here's all our broccoli greens. Remember, you can eat these just like kale, a part of the kale family. Don't have to grow heads of broccoli. This has got 2 or 3 plants in each one of these. There's 60 containers, so there's over 100 plants here. You want it in an ordinary garden, a traditional garden, you want to plant 100 plants. But since we're growing these, going after the squirrels. But you can plant that many in here. They're in each one of their own little containers. Haven't done anything to this. Remember that just planted it out, I'm just letting it go. I'm not coming refilling nutrients, not checking the nutrients, not doing anything to it. The only thing I'm doing is it overflowed one day, so I drilled a hole on the other side to keep the level down. And you can see the level's way down there now. And I think these guys are still about, let me feel them. I feel like they're about 3/4 of the way full. So they still got a little ways to go. So I haven't added any solution, haven't done anything to it. And we've got all these greens. And that's cool. Somebody asked a question about pests. And what do? We just grow enough. If there's pests like that, you gotta just kind of pinch them off. And
ginger and turmeric.
We got some ginger and turmeric. Cool. Miko, relax.
Hush, Miko. Miko, come on. He's going in. Come on, Miko. Come on.
Just protecting the place. But yeah, let me show you back here. So drill a little hole there, and that kept the water level down, but you can see it's not even near it. So it hasn't been hot, so I'm not refilling it. But
and I love using them for juicing. They're really good for juicing.
yeah,
Got real strong flavor, like spinach, mild, great for juicing.
Yep, that's basically what we use it for. And raw, you wouldn't want to take all this.
Green smoothies is what I meant to say.
Yeah, your green smoothies. Anywho, getting back to the pest, you can see we just come through here. We grow enough for them too. We haven't had much of a problem, so if we see a little caterpillar or something, you're just gonna have to pick them off. And right here, it's a leaf miner. There's a couple more. Here we go. I mean, when you see that, they said you can come along and just kind of smush that leaf. The little dude will be in there, cruising around. And all that leaf, you can cut that and you can still eat it. Just rip that part off. You know, you don't have to, but you know, there's nothing wrong with this whole leaf. It's just where he was munching on it. There's another one. You know, if you get too many, they're going to damage the plant. But, you know, if you get just a couple, like here, I think that's about, what was that, 2, 3, you know, probably about 3 of them on here. Probably can find a couple more if I look real hard. You know, I just pick those off and take them out, but we usually don't use anything. I used to use BT, an organic pesticide, but we don't use that anymore. We just don't, you know, we come through and just, like I said, you can either just pick those off, you know, take it away from your garden, or if you don't mind, you can just squish them. But anyhow, this looks great. Like we said, planted this out, haven't done anything to it. I think that's pretty awesome. Great little experiment. We usually grow broccoli for the heads of broccoli, and I haven't seen anybody really doing this here, but broccoli is really healthy. The broccoli microgreens are really healthy for you, and broccoli greens are healthy for you. This is part of the kale family. This is a lot more tender than kale. Y'all give this a try. If you let it get really big, it'll probably get tough in that too, but right now these are tender. Probably halfway in between kale and spinach as far as the texture goes. And you can use these in your juice. Like my wife just said, it's not a real strong taste. And I think this is awesome. We had, how many containers here? 4, 15, 60 containers. 2 or 3 plants in each one. You know, you're talking about 200 to 300 plants growing you nice greens. So we're going to keep picking these, using these for juice. I'm not going to do anything to it. You know, if I was planning on this just being a harvest to continue, I might check the nutrient level, maybe add a little if it needs to. But for you guys, for the sake of this experiment, I'm gonna let it go, not add anything, and just see how long it can go all by itself. So far y'all saw when I planted that out. This is where it's at today, and I'll let it keep going. We're gonna keep munching off of it, and we'll let it go until it dies, and I'm not gonna add a drop of nutrient solution. I'm not gonna do anything. I might pull a couple of these guys out and set them over there in our NFT system, because we've been munching off of these. Let me show you real quick. See, these guys are older, and this is what we do. Come along here and just keep picking off the bottom. Keep picking off the bottom. And you can see these look a lot more tough. They're more mature. These guys have been out here a little while. These guys are probably a month or a month and a half older than that crop over there. But that's all we do over here, is we just keep picking at it, just like kale. So here's a curly kale. Just pick at the bottom, grows up like a tree. So we might pull a couple of them out for that. Other than that, we're just gonna let it go and see how long it lasts and how big it gets before we do anything to it. All right, great little experiment. Y'all get out there. All right, don't forget, live to inspire, keep on growing. I love y'all.